Hello and welcome to first broadcast from Central Park on this channel. Today is a chilly day compared to what was in New York before, but not as cold as it normally is during this time of the year. And let's see what Central Park looks like today. And maybe things that are happening here, maybe some wildlife and people walking their dogs. It's actually officially allowed to walk dogs here without their leashes during certain hours in the morning and in the evening. Now it's after hours, but some dogs are still unleashed and people can get fines for that. Tickets. Madeleine, hi. Merry Christmas to people from some parts of Europe. Very Merry Christmas. So this was fitness on the left for older people. This is a beautiful view to the lake with reflection. Look at the age of these people. That's great. They're like elderly people, probably retired, and they're still very active in life, which is amazing. I really always appreciate people like that. Just look at that. Bravo. Impressive. There is La Fontaine sitting here, and we will walk to another famous place, famous creature here in Central Park, Alice in Wonderland. It's not that far from here, and you can actually see it from where we are now. I was just speaking to a man who was walking his dog, and he let the dog off the leash. And there was another guy who was walking here with his kids, and the guy didn't appreciate that the dog was without a leash, another dog. And I told to the newcomer that there is a guy who is here with like kids, and he's not very happy if dogs are off leash, which I can understand as well, because he doesn't know whether the dogs are aggressive or not and what they can do. They can be unpredictable. But that guy who is a dog owner, he said that it's incredible how New York is. You cannot walk a dog without a leash, even though the master of the dog is fully responsible for the dog. But at the same time, you can rob a store in New York without any issues. Yeah, New York 2023. Things are a little upside down, but I think eventually they will get back to normal. I want to use the opportunity here now to say hi to all the new subscribers, to say hi to new English speakers who joined yesterday. I hope that you will be present in some live streams and will leave comments. As you know, I respond to all of them. And this is Alice in Wonderland, a creation of Delacorte. It's very popular, especially in summer. There are a lot of people with families who live here, and they come here with or nannies come here with kids, and it's all covered in children. Sometimes so much that you cannot even see what is behind what they're actually climbing on. Alice in Wonderland, in memory of my wife Margarita Delacorte, who loved all children. Hi Vlad. weather is a little strange today. It was a little sunny earlier. It was super gloomy and rainy a little before that. And it is kind of chilly, but still not as bad as could be or is in Europe in some parts right now. And Alice in Wonderland from behind.
A little bit more. Ooh, I see another animal.
It's all about small details.
A caterpillar.
I do not celebrate any holidays, none. Not even birthday. On birthday I work actually, and if anything the only holiday that does matter to me is birthday. I don't celebrate anything else, no. Alright, so now we will go to the place where there is a, I don't know if this pond is famous or not, but we'll go there regardless. And from there,
I'm so happy with it.
from there we will go to the to another place where people remember one of the Beatles members, well, former Beatles member, who is unfortunately not with us anymore. And sometime in December it was the day when he was actually killed in front of the building, which I will show you in a few minutes. As you see, there are many dogs in the park. People here in New York love their dogs. There are many squirrels as well. And there is park police, which can fine people who have their dogs off leash at this hour because it's illegal. Let's go. Just until recently there were a lot of leaves still on trees in Central Park, but no more. But this is actually good because you can see through trees and you see even the city, which you wouldn't see in summer from even here. There is some sort of marathon today. There's always something happening in Central Park. There is a mini marathon, and in some places you can see small things with timer. There are a lot of roads for pedestrians. Hi, Dmitry. There are a lot of roads for pedestrians. There are also separate paths for bikes. Something like for pedestrians, but like on this road, but it's used mostly by runners, people who come here to jog. And I will show you the pond which I was speaking about, which is located right behind this green building, which is a boathouse. Boathouse is a place where there was a restaurant, well, a cafe with very reasonable prices, actually cheaper than in many places in Manhattan. And part of it was a very luxurious, at least that's how it looked, restaurant and a place for events. Starting last year, Boathouse went bankrupt, which is strange, and was forced to close. Strange it is also for another reason, because there were sponsors and anonymous donors who wanted to save this place and were offering big money for this place to continue its existence. But the city said, no, we are not accepting it. So I wonder what will happen to this place after. Right now you see it's kind of abandoned. There were places, seats for people outside and inside the boathouse, and now it's closed altogether. It was only closed, part of it was only closed for winter, for reasons we can understand, But now it's very sad to see it actually closed altogether. So let's walk to the right or to the left? Let's walk on this side. There are not many bathrooms in the city, like public bathrooms, so not very obvious ones. But this place does have them. This and another one by the fountain where we'll go after. Tomorrow they said that it might snow in New York. I don't think it will, but even if it will, it's not the type of snow I'm expecting. The snow that I want in New York is much more significant. So when it snows, like everything is covered in white, beautiful snow. Here you can rent boats in summer. Price for it, they accept only cash, is $20. In addition to that, they take $20 deposit, totaling to $40. So if you ever want to take a boat in Central Park, come here with some cash. And deposit they return to you when you return the boat. There are certain rules, but they are simple to follow. Like how far you can go when you need to return the boat. A lot of people actually don't know how to ride a boat, and they float in it backwards. This is the pond, the river which I was talking to you about. This stream will not last as long, maximum an hour, because it's very cold. Yesterday, as I was saying to you in the previous stream, there was no wind, and you can definitely feel the difference with wind that I experienced today. Unfortunately, I cannot zoom in with this app, but there is a beautiful hawk sitting on the other side of the pond. Right now, all the boats are stored for winter. They might open them when it gets warmer. There is no specific day when they usually open. I wouldn't be surprised to see New York with 25 degrees Celsius even in the winter, when boats can comfortably be in water even during that season.
Hey, you guys joggers?
It's very chilly. Really chilly. Tourists are gone, now they're mostly locals, and that's why crowds are not as crazy. During that season, there are always interesting birds in Central Park, including owls. But I haven't seen an owl here in maybe 2 years. Maybe I saw it last year, I don't exactly remember. Sometimes even a white owl visits the city. Arctic one. So this is the fountain, a very famous fountain, which doesn't have water. One of the very few fountains that is actually closed for winter. Hello, Anton. And to the left from it, there is another famous place, which is called the Bethesda Terrace. These halls are made by rats. I will show you a little bit of the Bethesda Terrace, but connection usually is not the best there, so I'll just show the beginning of it, and then I'll show you the fountain from the front. Thank you, Anton, for great wishes, and I wish you a Merry Christmas. It starts to pick up. Earlier there was almost no one here. Now it starts to be getting a little more crowded. Beautiful couple. So here is the front of that fountain. Thank you, Sergey. Hello. Hands are getting a little cold. I should have taken gloves this morning. New York is very unpredictable. So I was supposed to take a bus where there are 7 different buses that are supposed to ride every 5 minutes each. I was waiting 40 minutes for the bus, and then I ended up taking a cab. The time that I was waiting for the bus, I could have reached my destination several times. Oh well, a 4-minute ride, not even a 5-minute ride in a taxi cost me $18. Crazy, huh? But that's New York. What a wonderful life. Leonid, hello. So now we will go to the place where ashes of John Lennon were put around by his widow, Yoko Ono. This is also the season when you can see some winter flowers in Central Park. Let's see if we will manage to see them today. They started to appear in some other parts of the park, which I saw yesterday, but I will walk with you to the place where there are usually a lot of them, and we'll check together whether they are there already. Hey. Hands are getting cold. Yesterday I was already telling you that each of these signs costs at least $10,000 US, and it's considered a donation, and most of them cost much more than that. Wait a second, we will continue in just a few seconds. Good girl. All right. People are walking as if it's, I don't know, spring or fall outside, but it's not. It's still very cold. But you can tell this by looking at people in front of us. Well, at least not at the man. Boathouse from this side. Central Park never gets boring. It doesn't. It's always different.
She's gonna come back.
And yes, I know that people like Central Park a lot. Like a lot of people who have never been to New York, even who came here before, even people who live here, love even watching videos about Central Park. The other year, I saw turtles crawling on the roads. I thought that they needed help, so I took turtles and I brought them all the way back to water. Because like now you don't see any of them, but there are turtles which like in big quantity in every lake here, or in every river, or in every pond. And so I did it once, I did it to another turtle in a different place, and then I started questioning myself. I have never seen turtles crawling outside. I'm like, what is going on? And then I read about it. It turned out that they go outside to nest. So they probably took forever to get to where they were before I brought them back to water. Oh well. What can I do? Central Park, New York City. Yes, Central Park, New York City. Birds singing, wildlife all around us. And trees kind of starting to bloom. Well, leaves are ready to appear on trees. But not just yet. Wait till spring. This is Magnolia. 1 second.
No jump seat.
Have a nice walk. This is a famous bridge. It's called Bow Bridge. Usually there are a lot of people, you see a lot of people photo shooting here, making proposals, kissing. It's also called a kissing bridge. So it's like, I call it a love bridge. I'll show you from this side. You might have seen it in a lot of movies, or in some movies. And the view from here is magnificent. I apologize, connection might have jumped. I just had a call. As I said, people really love their dogs here. They treat them as family members.
Oh yeah.
Usually in that specific area there are not a lot of ducks. Not as many as we see here now. And they make really weird circles. We will come close and you will be able to see that. They just group up. I see that some of them are in quantity of 4, others in quantity of 5, 6 and more. And they just circle around as if it's, I don't know what there is, like some sort of, I don't know, current maybe? So strange. I wish I could zoom in. You see these ducks? What a gorgeous bridge. It is a gorgeous bridge. And birds sing beautifully, yes. Thank you for writing in English. It's like it seems that birds are ready to nest. Helicopters? That's actually the place where helicopters turn. So regardless of the trip that you take on a helicopter, it always goes to Central Park, and at that point in the middle of Central Park is where it turns and goes back. Because after Central Park there is really nothing to see. All the main sites are in this area. There are horses. I already spoke to you about horses in my stream from yesterday, that a lot of people are not appreciative of horses in Central Park because they are not treated as good as they could be. There are also people who drive you on bikes here, and most of them are from African countries. That's actually not the center of Manhattan anymore. It's considered upper, specifically this place is Upper West Side. A little more to the left is Upper East Side. There's also downtown, where we will try to go tomorrow. Also with a live stream. Squirrels. Hello, squirrel. Now in winter, squirrels are trying to find all the nuts that they hid in summer and in fall. I don't know how successful they are at finding them, but at least they are there looking. At the entrance to the park, they sell nuts for squirrels. They do not, but they should. There are places that sell sweet nuts here, but that's not good for squirrels to eat. Now you see a lot of mothers walking their kids, but during the weekdays, they work, and that's why mostly nannies walk babies. One of my favorite views to Central Park. And now we will go to say hi to John Lennon. A map of Central Park you can get here for free. But sometimes you can see people who take maps from here in advance in big quantities and then they sell them. I don't know the price, but I would say for $10 maybe. They sell free maps for money. Good business, I guess. Communication problems. Bad connection. Oh, I think I see. Well, let's wait. I hope it will improve. Now the connection is good. Thank you. They never find them. Who knows? Can you translate what I say immediately? I'm trying to speak slowly so that it's easy to understand for non-English speakers. Okay. Or is your English so good that you understand as I speak without any translation? So we're now approaching Strawberry Fields. That's a place where people remember John Lennon because he lived nearby, he visited this place a lot, and his ashes are in the air of this place. And so the other good memories of this person. Thank you, Leonid. Oh yes, they're starting to appear. Yoo-hoo!
They would always have the recruiters and military recruiters come into the high school. And then
What is the name of this flower, Anton? I cannot zoom in. Why? Why? Hello, my way. I'm doing as always. Does anyone actually answer something different than I'm great to that question? Or something similar. You know this place. You like this place. And this place remembers you as well. It's called Strawberry Fields. From the famous song by Beatles. And yes, these flowers do start to appear. Snowdrops. Good job, Anton. Good job. My way is very popular here, it seems. So this is the house behind the brownish house building where John Lennon used to live and where his widow still has an apartment. She's an older lady now and she's told to live in Japan. She moved to Japan during COVID. She has an apartment on the last floor, closer to the left side. People always gather here to remember John Lennon and sing his songs, especially on memorable days such as date of his birth and his death, the day when he was shot by a fan, a crazy person, as he was entering this building.
Just drove off and left it all behind now. But where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. And it's always summer, they'll never get cold, they'll never go home.
In the middle, there is a word from a famous song and album. Imagine. let's now go to his home and I will show you the entrance to his building where he was killed.
Did the same guy gave money to?
Nope.
Not always can you hear songs being played here, but most of the times, especially during the day. Not as many in the evening, but the day of 2 days. So the day of his birthday and the day of his death is when people gather here at a very early hour and stay until it gets dark and past this time. So I would say almost 24 hours is when you can hear people sing his songs, remember him, speak about him, and many other things related to John Lennon non-stop. I think he sings well. This is the building. Under this building, at the bottom of this building, you can see subway, a train station. Behind that building, there is a garage, a big garage. So this is entrance to the train station, subway, metro. Call it whatever you want. This building is a co-op. In a different video here, I will speak to you about difference between co-ops and condos in New York. And even Madonna, when she tried to get an apartment here, was not approved because it's a whole long and difficult process to get into co-ops in New York. But that is to be discussed during a future stream. And this is the fence where entrance to this building, and this is exactly where John Lennon was shot. Sad events, but this is going to end our stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for all subscribers. If you want to see more of New York, including tomorrow in a live stream, please join my channel. You can also put a bell to know when new live streams goes out, and I will be waiting for all of you tomorrow. Thank you and have a great day, and Merry Christmas to people who celebrate Christmas today.